When I was writing my new novel, Spinsterella, I learned a lot about Goths and the Goth subculture, and what I learned could possibly help the African American community. The Goth subculture is one of the largest subcultures in the world, but many people often would say that these people are odd, or they're strange, or they're different. But when I looked at people in the Goth subculture, I saw nice people who I would love to be friends with. I saw the people from the content of their character, and I really saw some lots of positive things regarding the Goths and the Goth subculture. And the things that I loved watching regarding the Goth subculture is how everybody just got along regardless of race or ethnicity, because the Goth subculture is all over the world in every almost every country in the world. There are Goths there, and in addition to there being Goths, they're just not people who dress up in black. There were the pastel Goths, the cyber Goths, the techno Goths, and they all tend to get along. Now, there's a small group of elitist Goths who think that they know everything, similar to your elitist Negroes, but for the most part, most Goths are nice, friendly people, and from what I've seen, I would love to be friends with quite a few of them if I ever got a chance to meet one of them. That was one of the positive things that I saw. How everybody just got along regardless of race, and how everybody just got along. Period. Had me looking at my own black community. I mean, when it comes down to African Americans, most black people they just can't get along with each other, and from what I've seen on social media, it's just pretty sad. I mean, when I would look at Goths videos, it was very interesting. Two Goths could make a video. They could do video. They would do video collaborations, and they would come together. They would meet up with each other, and they would work together. And I really enjoyed seeing that. When I go over to the black community, what's sad is I see two black people. They will start making response videos towards each other. They will start attacking each other. They will start shaming each other, and they'll start getting personal. And this is how they will try to get views. Meanwhile, your Goths are out, they're getting views, but they're also working on business ventures. That's another thing I really enjoyed about watching the Goth subculture. And that's something that I thought the African American community could learn from. Most Goths have business ventures going for them. They either have, eBay store or Etsy store, or their own website. They have, some of them write books just like I do. And they have business ventures that they're going into um, in order to bring income. Now, some people would say they can't get a regular job because of their appearance, but I've seen Goths who have had 9 to 5 jobs but still went on to have their own business ventures. And that really made me smile to see somebody, say that I'm just going to be me and I'm going to do the business that I want to do. And this is something that many African Americans could also do, the same thing that many of the people in the Goth subculture have done. They've gone out and they've started their own businesses and their own ventures, and they sell to each other and they buy from each other. And I was really happy to see that somebody in a subculture could actually use a group economics to, sustain their own culture and sustain their own infrastructure. Because this is what the Goths do. They have their own. Um, they do business with each other. They network with each other, and they work together towards maintaining their subculture and promoting their subculture. There is not like the black community where everything is so fragmented. Everybody is pretty much united and they're working together regardless of all the segments within the subculture. Because just like I said before, you have your pastel goths, your techno goths, your fit goths, and your traditional goths and your Victorian goths, but they all will come together and they will all work together, and they will make efforts to network with each other, to share with each other, and to support each other. And they will make efforts, to even protect each other. I mean, whenever there's a goth event, what I find is most cases there are no incidents of violence. This is something that also the African American community could learn a lot from, because I mean, every time you put 4 or 5 black people in a room, sadly, that somebody's going to come out either stabbed or shot, or somebody's going to get into a fist fight. And that's just the sad state of affairs in most cases when it comes down to, having a group of African Americans together. But a group of Goths can get together, have an event like Bats Day at Disney or an event at a club, and they can come in and go home without incident, without police having to be called, or without people getting into a fight. And if this subcult people in this subculture can learn how to get along and work together, I wonder, what's wrong with the African American community? Why can't we, you know, learn how to apply these values in our own community? I mean, people in the Goth subculture, they're considered by most people in the most Americans, most of these suit and tie Americans, as outsiders, outcasts, misfits. But these people can work together, and they work together to promote their culture, to support their culture, to protect their culture, and they make efforts to share their culture with others. And I wish that black people could learn from the Goth subculture, some things, because their core values are very strong. And I look at their core values and how they work together, how they support each other, how they protect each other, how they protect their music, and how they protect their art. They work so well together. It's not even funny. And this is regardless of race, because I've watched black goths videos, I've watched white goths videos, I've watched Asian goths videos, I've watched Hispanic goths videos, and I've watched people in the UK, Ireland. They all tend to have the same view regarding their subculture, and they make every effort again to promote it, and they make every effort to protect it. And this is something that I would love to see, done in the black community. I mean, we don't, protect ours the way other like the people in the goth subculture do. I mean, they make every effort, to look out to tell people about their bands, and then they actually go out and support their own music, and they'll go out and support their own art. They go out and support the movies like the Tim Burton movies, that feature those gothic themes, and it just was one of those great things to see. I mean, and everybody talks about the African American culture, the African American community, African American culture. We don't really make efforts, to protect our culture and to protect our art and protect our history. The first thing African American does is that they sell their art and their culture and their history, and it's just sad to watch. And I look at this culture, Goth subculture, and people um, have made every effort to do the things that black people should be doing. And this is again a group that is considered a group of outsiders, a group of outcasts in most countries, and people, the really more judgmental ones would call them freaks and weirdos. Again, I see people that I could be friends with. I see some of the because most goths from their videos, from the way that they present themselves, are some of the nicest people I have ever seen. And I judge them by the content of their character and the actions that they present, because I mean, I have not seen, you know two black people, work together outside of David Carroll and the Queasy 100 on a collaboration, and the Advice Show maybe a couple of years ago when he was talking to one of the other YouTubers. I have not seen that type of, camaraderie and friendship between people. I mean, when I watched Toxic Tears video about a week ago, she was working with another YouTuber called Peach Milky Tea, and they made a video together, and I really like seeing that. And I've seen other goths, like Black Friday. She met up with a couple of other YouTubers, and they were friends. They were talking to each other, and there was no back and forth with response videos or having a YouTube beef. And it was wonderful to see, you know, two people use social media to connect with each other as friends and to work together, on different things. Because when I was watching those videos, they were talking about business. They would talk about economic things. They would try to promote products. This is, or they would just try to promote themselves or their image. And this was just, fun to see that two people could work together. And I would love to see this done in the African American community. You don't get to see that, at all. Whenever I go to Black YouTube, again, it's response videos, beefs, wars, people taking things personal, ad hominem attacks, shaming tactics, and I would just like to see, a lot more people working together and using this platform to elevate themselves the way the people in the goth subculture have done. And, using this platform to take themselves to the next level, because this social media platform can be used as a tool to elevate people, not attack people. And this is what social media is for. It's supposed to be a place where you meet and connect with people all over the world. And this is something that I would love to do. And this is one of the reasons why I wrote the Spinsterella novel, because I wanted to read. I always was always a fan of the goth subculture. I always liked it, and I always wanted to tell a story regarding it. And I learned a lot about this goth subculture doing the research for this book, and a lot of those goths videos really helped me, like the Drac Makins video, um, the a guide for beginners, and a lot of the Black Friday videos, and a lot of the Toxic Tears videos, a lot of the and the Leah Mouse videos. A lot of those videos helped me, really flesh this character out, and make them a lot more richer and multidimensional. And this was one of the most fun books that I ever had the chance of writing. And I really enjoyed writing this book, and I really enjoyed exploring a different culture and exploring, doing the research on this story, learning about the fashions, learning about the art, learning about the music, learning about the cult subculture. And it just, again, it was just a lot of fun working on this book. And I learned a lot that I could take, to the African American community, and there's a lot that we could apply in the African American community. The concepts of working together, group economics, supporting our own art and our own culture. These are all things that people in the goth subculture do every day, and I wish more African Americans would go out and do this. Spinsterella will be out on Halloween. It will be available on Kindle Unlimited starting on Halloween. And on Halloween, this very book, same book, Spinsterella, will be free. The paperback version, which is the one I highly recommend you pick up, is a great book with a great cover. I did a lot of, again, page layouts were beautiful on this one. I really urging you to go out and go pick up Spinsterella. It's a fun romantic comedy featuring a goth sub character from the goth subculture, and I really hope you go out and pick it up, because I believe it's one of my best novels. That's all I have to say for this video. You can comment, rate, and subscribe.